Okay, so welcome. What am I doing here? I know everybody's like, what is this? She always doing something. Well, welcome. This is going to be just me. We're going to talk about it, okay? Everybody has questions. And I just want to talk about it. I'm ready to tell my story, but I wanted to tell it in my own way. I wanted to tell you guys what I did. I wanted to try to help somebody. Some people were like, I don't care, bye. Because it's not for everybody. But I was ready to tell my story because I get so many people asking me what happened, what did you do, all these questions. The number one thing everybody want to know is about the weight loss. And I get it. It's dramatic for everyone else, but you have to understand I've been going through this for 4 years. It's been hell. Like, it hasn't been easy since 2016. Like, I've always dealt with certain things, but I think that's when it hit me that you are human and you can't do all of this alone. So it took me some time to figure things out, and I felt like everybody wasn't there with me when I was really going through, so I didn't owe anybody an explanation. I just wanted to be happy in the moment at that time when I finally let everybody see, like, hey, this is Tayon now. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy it with my family because so many people, I've learned that they're not genuinely happy for you. So that's that. A lot of people were like, well, she's being secretive. Did she get lipo? Did she have weight loss surgery? Did she do it the natural way? Did she do it this way? What? Did she take this? Did she take that? Let me tell you something. I did it my way. And I don't mind saying what it is. I just wanted to tell my story so that the person, if there is just one that's going through anything that I went through, that they will get the full experience and understand, like, you're not in this alone. There were so many pieces to this puzzle. The puzzle is still not put together. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still working on me. If y'all see, like, the smoke and stuff, it's the incense. I had to get the energy right. That's one thing that I learned was my energy. And so with this video or with this channel, we're going to talk about everything. Anything that you want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. I'm open book. Sometimes that's what we are supposed to do. We're going to teach each other. You're going to teach me some things. I'm going to teach you some things. We're going to disagree on some things, and we're going to agree on some things. We're going to laugh. You might see me shed a couple of tears. You're going to see it all. This is basically me being vulnerable, okay? So, the one thing that everybody want to know about is, how did you lose weight, Tay? How did you lose it? Y'all don't care about nothing else right now, right? So, let me walk you through what happened or how this worked, okay? Yes, this is not your normal channel, okay? This is not going to be your normal channel, okay? I'm not your normal person. It's not. This is going to be strictly me. I'm sure things will change as it grows because I do believe it's going to grow because I've learned so much, okay? And one of the things that I learned is being me. Sometimes we don't be ourselves, and it costs us our life. Like, it's not right. You'll hear me say it all the time. It's not fair. I'm a Libra, so you hear that all the time. But it's not. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to those of us that's surrounded by you. Like, when you genuinely care and love and enjoy people, then you want to be around them. So if you're being like me and I'm being like you, like, we're not genuinely being ourselves. So we're not, what are we getting out of that? So, I want to say 2016. Yeah. I went through a bad breakup, like horrible, with my ex. We were newlyweds, and it just was bad. And I think because this was the first person that I was vulnerable with, and leading up to this, like, there were other things that went on. And this was like really one of my best friends. And so it was really heartbreaking because I was like, dang, I was really vulnerable. I let him in. He was into the family. He did all of that. And so when it went down, and that's a whole nother video. People want to know that too. Like, well, what happened? What went on and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, honey, it's a movie, baby. Okay? A true movie. Like, the stuff was crazy. Some Lifetime movie-ish. Okay? And that's a story that I have to tell with a glass of wine, because I get upset, honey. And let me tell you, these women and these men out here. Anyways, so when all this stuff happened, y'all, I remember going to the doctor, and I was so depressed, like really depressed. And it wasn't only the breakup, I was really not myself. I just wasn't me. I was dealing with HS. Some people know, some people don't know. That's something that I suffered through. And that's one of the reasons why, that was the number one reason why I really was focusing on my weight. Before this all happened, like, yeah, HS has been horrible. And then, going through that, my ex used to help me. Like, I used to get these things in my head. HS, what is HS, Tay? HS is hidradenitis suppurativa. Google it, honey. But what happens is my body, basically, our bodies produce certain chemicals and things and hormones and stuff in our body. Well, at the end of my hair follicles, it produces something, and it's basically my body's attacking my hair follicles. Okay? That's just to break it all down. You can Google it and research it if you want to. But so when it does that, it allows there to be an infection, and then it gets these bumps, and then it ruptures at the end of my hair follicles. And so this can happen anywhere, really, on your body. So I would deal with this, and I would get them in my head a lot, and he would actually, when they were ruptured, he'd be right there. So all of that was included in this, okay? Needless to say. But yeah. As nice as that sounds, that's really charming, whatever. Anyway, so when I was dealing with this, I remember going to the doctor because the HS, it was getting worse and worse and worse. And the pain was unbearable. Like, I'm taking Humira, it's just getting bad. And nobody really understood how bad this was. And I know everybody would always say, well, it's your weight. It's your weight. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I remember going to the doctor, y'all. And I remember getting weighed. And this was the biggest weight of my life. And that scale said 307. And I was like, 307? Wow. So I remember coming home and looking in the mirror and trying to, like, wow, I've been living this lie this whole time. Like, this is not me. At 307, that's not me. How did I get here? Over 5 years before that, like, yeah, I was, I wasn't never skinny per se, but I look good. Okay. I always been bigger, plus size, but not that big. Not that big, no. And so that did something. And what it did was, it made me force myself to face myself. I looked in the mirror and I was finally honest with myself. And I said, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Not happy. I remember asking my son, what do people say? What do the kids say about you? About your mom? And I remember him saying, like, kids will mess with him because his mom was fat. Yeah, that stung. That hurted. But it was an honesty. And anybody that knows me knows that my son, he means a lot. Like, he goes through a lot because of his own journey. See, I told y'all, this is real, okay? So, he has his own journey with autism. So, you can only imagine that kids already mess with him because he already had, certain speech issues and things like that. But he can tell his own story when he's ready, okay? Because we all got a story. And sometimes I don't want to prematurely get somebody's story because that's their testimony. Neither here nor there. So I was like, okay. So I knew I had to do something. And y'all, let me tell you, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. So the doctor, I told her, like, I'm depressed. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I done joined the gym. I did all this. So I remember starting to go to counseling. And nothing's wrong with counseling. A lot of times we get that it's something wrong with it. It's nothing wrong. There are different things that we go through in life. There's different traumas that we go through. And if you've never been through it, how do you know how to cope with it? You don't. And sometimes we start self-medicating ourselves. We figure out, and I'm not saying always self-medication is weed, or some people do other drugs or this. No, let me tell you. I will online shop, and that's like made me feel some type of way. I still got that, but this is what I would do. Or you start self-medicating, you start eating more. I did that. But it was a mess, y'all. And so I tried to do everything my own way. I really did. And then I kind of started giving up again. And then I remember going to church and trying to figure things out. And I was still honest with myself. And that's the number one thing that I want everyone to get and to understand. Like, you can't be honest with everybody else if you're not honest with yourself. And I realized that the true me, how I was really feeling, was reflecting. It was, people can see a true, see this smile. I got that down pat. See? But I would just smile. And people wasn't really understanding that it was more going on, I was really in a messed up place. So, started going to church, y'all. Like, not that I ever really stopped going to church, but new church. My mom is a pastor. And I was going to the church as free worshipers anyways. But it's not traditional. And we started working on the mind. And by this time in 2016 is when all hell broke loose. My ex, everything. I had to literally start over. Like, it was horrible. And so I went through that. So I want to say about 2017. I could have some of the dates. I believe it was around that time when the church opened up or whatnot. And we started dealing with the mind and how you basically, where your mind is where the body goes. So your mind is dictating a lot of things, and we have that much power. And I don't think people realize that. And I didn't realize it then, but then I started noticing when we started dealing with, life and death is in the power of the tongue, okay? And your mind is so powerful that it creates exactly what it believes. And some people are not going to see that, but I was so okay and pretending to be okay that this is what I was creating. I created this bubble that, preserved me, but I still wasn't happy. So we started talking about manifesting and basically changing our destiny, changing our life, changing where we're at that moment. And so I started really getting into it. We were meditating. Yes, this is church. We were applying the word. We were doing all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, so I go and I'm seeing this weight loss doctor. I'm taking medicine. Sextenda. I think that's what it was. Yeah. I was taking that. And y'all, that medicine was high. I remember going to the pharmacy at Walmart, and the medicine was really working good. I had already had some samples and stuff, and I went there to get it, and they said that it was like almost $1,500 a shot. When they said it was 10 shots for like $1,500. And y'all, when you desperate, you will do anything. And at that point in life, I was desperate to be different because I wanted something else different for me and my son and my family. I needed to do something else different. I knew that if I didn't, I was going to die in that state, and I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I thought I owed it to me because I had lived so much for so many different people that I needed to live for me. So that's what I was determined to do. So I remember doing it, and then I was like, okay, I'll pay that. I got it. And so he was like, wait a minute, the pharmacist. So I'm looking because I'm thinking like, oh, this is a blessing, right? Because I knew that these shots was that much per shot. But when they said 10 of them for that, I was like, let me hurry up and pay this. And he was like, oh, that was entered in wrong. I'm sorry. It's actually going to be like a lot more. We was talking about too much. Okay, that was too much. I could go ahead and finish paying off my student loan. So I walked away, y'all. I was so disgusted, in tears. Like, I was doing good because I was taking it. I was working out. It wasn't coming out fast, but I was proud of the effort. And so I didn't know what else I was going to do. Some of the other stuff, it just wasn't working. So I went back to the doctor, and he's like, okay, let's try a different way. So we went a different route, and I took another medication. It had the Sextender, but it was also used for diabetes. So I took that. I'm taking these shots. Things are working out. I'm losing, but it's slow. Very slow. And so he's like, I want you to go and see this other doctor. He asked me, like, what do you feel about surgery? And I'm like, I don't, you know, by any means at this point. I knew that my insurance didn't cover it. But I was like, whatever I have to do, let me see. And so that's what I did. I went and seen this doctor, right? I'm still working out, still doing everything. But when they broke it down to me, the HS was getting worse. And I couldn't understand, like, what's happening. Like, they say that I'm losing the weight, but it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It was bad. So I go and I'm seeing this weight loss doctor, Dr. K. And I was like, okay, let me go and see them. So I never say that my insurance doesn't cover it. So even going through this, I'm doing the whole seeing these doctors. I'm still taking the medication. I'm still going to the gym. Y'all, we're doing fasts. Like, I kid you not, I had stopped eating meat. I went on nothing but just vegetables. Like, this is what I was doing all this time. I'm sitting here, I'm listening. We started doing affirmations. And I was listening to my affirmations every night. Every night I listened to it. I'm trying to envision me. Y'all, like, seriously. Like, I was going all in. Okay? And that's what you have to do. I stopped talking to people. I started focusing on Tayon. So I did that. Y'all, let me show y'all. So I got this incense. Ain't this so cute? Can you see it? I don't know. It's like a little unicorn thing. It's so cute. Sorry. I just thought I would show you that. But, okay, back to it. So I was doing all this stuff, okay? So I seen this doctor, and he's like, listen, you've done years and years of damage to your body. And I was like, yeah, I know. I said, but I'm trying. He was like, yes. He said, but it's going to be a lot of hard work. And I was like, I know, I've been doing that. And so by this time, I think I had got down. I was like at 284, I think, or something like that, y'all. And so I'm like, okay, all right, I know. And so he was like, okay, well, let's see. So we started doing all these tests or whatever. And then they checked to see if I had a hiatal hernia. I did, and that's when the top of your stomach is up in your chest cavity or some stuff. So I did, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So when I did that, I'm still, still practicing manifesting, y'all. Like, I kid you not. I'm still practicing. So let's get to it. So I do all this. So they send it in. They like, yeah, we can approve the hiatal hernia surgery to repair that, but that weight loss surgery, it's a no-go. So anybody knows when they approve something with your insurance, you got to move quickly. So I was like, okay. So I was really disappointed because they were like, we can schedule the surgery. This was in October. It was actually my birthday when they It was like a birthday present when they told me. And I was excited, but then I was very disappointed because he can do the surgery. Like, I had it in my hand. I ain't had no money to pay for that, y'all. Insurance wasn't paying for it. I ain't gonna even lie, I ain't have it like that. Like, and they want their money right then and there. And if anybody looks it up, I ain't had that money sitting around. Just like, here you go. So, I was like, all right, I guess I'll be getting a hiatal hernia. And he said, well, it's a couple of centimeters. I can cut this. It'll be a couple of centimeters. And it's almost like doing a weight loss surgery. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, but if you can come up with the money, we'll do it. And I was like, okay. So I tried to do the medical loans. I tried to do everything, y'all. And it was like I met the requirements, but I didn't. Everything was a no. Like, I had, I think, 10 days to come up with something. Y'all, seriously, I was searching. I was looking. I was doing everything. I was applying in my family. They tried to do it, like, not just like all family. I'm talking about my mama and my sister, of course. Everything. They were even being told no. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I know that they, like, yeah, I missed, yeah. Like, I don't get it. So, I was like, no, I got to get this. I got to. So, in my mind, y'all, still in this time, like, y'all hearing me, like, they're saying, no, this is not going to happen. And in my mind, I'm like, it got to happen. I need this. I need something to change. Like, I'm putting in the work. And if these other people are manifesting it, God, I know what you said. Like, this is nothing to you. This is nothing. So I never gave up on that. I just still kept focusing on it. We would pray. I remember, like, having dreams. I remember doing all of this, y'all. Like, seriously. So, I remember going to the doctor. And he asked me, like, all right, do you got it? I was like, I don't have it. All I have is $3,000. That's it. That's all I had. That I was able to just say, here. He was like, okay. So he was like, well, what we can do is I'll take that and then we'll put you on a payment plan for the rest. And this is all, y'all, happening the day that they're supposed to be doing all of this. It was like, I knew I didn't have nothing. And I was like, okay. So I give them the $3,000 or whatnot. I go in for surgery. They do the surgery. They do everything. I get out of there and I have the surgery done. So I had the sleeve done. And people say that's the easy way out. It's not. It's a mental thing. And so I said that I manifested this because it doesn't happen. And that's all that I paid. I went to follow-up appointments. They've never asked for anything else. Did blood, never. I never signed anything. It was like they didn't do it. It's no record of it. It's nothing. Like, it was crazy. I still don't understand it. The only record that I have is a hiatal hernia. So I used to wonder, like, did they really do it? Did I just pay? And that $3,000, that was the deductible that was owed on my insurance for the hiatal hernia. So I paid that, but the rest, I didn't pay anything. So I used to wonder, I used to be like, did they really do it, or is this in my head or something like that? But they did, let me tell you. Okay. But that's crazy. Like, when I went in, they were like, what are you having? I was like, a hiatal hernia. And I'm hoping, like, you could go down and just cut that part. Like, it would be a good thing. I didn't know really. All I know is I wanted this. And I knew that I had been manifesting this stuff and everything. And I tried to look at my discharge papers, and nothing. It was like, I think it was a blessing for me. It was. If we pull the medical records, it shows the hiatal hernia, and that's it. But I know that I had the sleeve done, the gastric, the sleeve. And so that's what happened. It was hell. I was sick, so much protein. And then I was also, dealing with the HS. So even in that time, I couldn't even take the Humira. So then it started getting worse. And I'm depressed because I remember sitting on my floor just crying, like, what is going on? How do I do? I got these tubes. Well, one tube. I'm in pain. I don't do good on hydrocodone. I don't do good on that stuff. So I was just really miserable. And I was like, I don't know, what am I doing? Why did I do this? And then I kept remembering, like, this is what you wanted. This is everything that you wanted, and this is what you was asking for. This is what you put out there into the universe, and this is what you're getting back. And I was like, okay, I got to go through this. I'm going to go through it. And then I started seeing glimpses of the light. Everybody's asking, so what's going on? I went through hell at work. People upset because they wanted to talk about it. And it's like, why? I've been off for this amount of time. Not now one of you people checked in on me. So why? Nobody stopped by, brought me anything, flowers or a card or anything. And I say that because that's the type of person that I was doing for others. So I'm like, why you want to talk about it? It's not anybody's story but my own. Which is why I wanted to do it this way. I wanted it to be personal. I didn't need everybody telling, what did Tay do and how did she do it? And you don't understand. Some people would say, well, you had the easy way out. That wasn't an easy way out. This is still not an easy way out. Like, I still deal with it. I'm still dealing with it even to this day. Like, they said that would fix my HS, losing more weight. I just had surgery twice over since December 30th, and everything for HS, and it didn't fix it. So you don't know someone else's story, and you don't know what they've been through. And sometimes we see that people are smiling and everything. We just see the end result, but we don't know the path that people have taken. And I just want people to understand, like, you don't have to worry about what other people are doing. You don't have to worry about what other people think. Do what's best for you. Preserve your energy. Because if you don't, who will? Who's going to do that? Nobody. You have to be the best you. Use your journey to make your place in life. That's what we do. God has put things down on inside of each and every one of us. And it's up to us if we want to use that. Our path that we take in this life, it gives us tools to use to make us be successful in who we are. A lot of people, you know, people that know there are people that know, of course. Yes. There are some people that don't. Of course. You don't know everything. And I don't post everything on Facebook. I don't post everything on Instagram. I mean, I'm starting to be a little bit more open now because I want to help people that are trying to decide or what to do or how can I get this. And sometimes you just need to know that somebody else is going through it. And I want to be that person. I want to use what I've gone through to help somebody else. I remember my son telling my mom, like, we're still working on it because, of course, I am not a size 2. I still got things, you know, like, can you see? You can't see it. You can see it on this arm. Like, I'm working on this, y'all. Like, it's not perfect. Like, at all. Ain't nobody perfect. And I've come to know, like, everybody want to be a bad bitch. Yeah, I said it. It doesn't work that way. But you can be bad in your own way. That's what I do. And you got to learn the power of you. And know that you are who you are. You are who you created. If you don't like what you see, tear that down. Make sure you got a solid foundation. And start rebuilding. That's where I'm at. I'm not finished. I'm still doing a lot more work. I'm still trying to get this manifestation thing down. I'm still trying to incorporating that, making sure that I'm following the word of God. I'm still trying to do all that. And I make mistakes all the time. I'm not always positive. I try to find the good in a lot of things. I'm trying to implement the things that I've learned along the way. And sometimes I fail at it. Sometimes I don't. But I'm just trying to say, like, that's what we're all here for. And I want you to take this journey with me. And I take the journey with you. I don't mind answering the questions about surgery. So many people ask. That's what happened. And that's what it is. I just wanted to tell that because I didn't have any money. It wasn't approved by my insurance. When you look at what was sent in to the insurance, it says, like, you know, when they tried to get that approved, like a $20,000 thing. No, it was declined. But God, He showed me something. And He used my pastor teaching us certain things, like, you can create it in your mind. And you can live that thing. So many times we listen to some of these celebrities talking about how they manifested this thing, how you have to see it for yourself. You have to put yourself in that. Physically feel it. Embrace that energy. Embrace how it will feel. Be honest with yourself. That's what I had to do. How would it feel for me to lose this weight? How would I feel? How does it feel for me now? Like, everybody knows I love a good heel. But for a while, I couldn't even wear them. I was so big. At 307 pounds, I'm only 5'1". I can't support that weight. My bones is not built for that. Yeah, I was cute. I've always been cute. Don't get it twisted now, okay? You better go back and check some pictures. Because I've been a cutie. But I wasn't happy. So you can be a shell and be cute. But if it's not cute on the inside, don't nobody want to deal with that. I don't. I didn't want to deal with myself. But then I had to deal with myself. And that's what I decided to do. I just wanted to reinvent me. And this is who you get. I'm open. And that's what you got to be. I preserve my energy. You have to. You can't allow other people to come in and dictate your life. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't, baby. It don't. Because then you're living for them. Find out who you are. Find out what you like. Don't always live for everybody else. Because we come in alone. Even twins. They got to go through that canal alone. Or come out one at a time. So you got to figure this thing out. And understand that we all have our own path. We all got our own destiny. We got this. But you have to be able to meditate. Take some time out. You have to. It's in the Bible. It's everywhere. Pretty much all religions tell you to do some form of meditation. It's important. You have to be able to do that. You have to protect yourself. Protect your energy. So many times we want to hang around people because it's cool, and that's been my homie since then. You can't do that. If I would have some people, I lost relationships along the way. You take what you're supposed to get, you learn from it, and you apply those things that you need to apply, and you keep moving. You keep moving. That's what I had to do. I had to cut off some relationships. It hurts, but that's what you have to do if you want to be the best you. I remember my son telling my mom, I think I was about to say this before, forget sometime, that he was happy, that his mom looked good. And I love going up to his school now and making sure that I represent him in a way that won't cause embarrassment, that won't cause unnecessary hurt. Like, yeah, kids are gonna be kids, but that does something. It does something when you tired and you don't want to run around and do laser tag and your ankles is hurting and you sick and you doing all those things. So I knew that I needed to do something else different. I knew that I needed to focus on something else different. It's still a uphill battle, but I'm determined to win this thing. That's that. So what did I do? I manifested this. I worked out. I still work out, well, except for right now because of my last surgeries, but we'll talk about that on another video. So if somebody is dealing with HS, it's a lot of people that deal with it that don't talk about it. I'm talking about it. So that's what we're gonna talk about things, y'all. So that'll be something else that we talk about. HS. We'll talk about how I've been doing as far as learning how to. I'm still really new at trying to meditate. I got my sound bowl. So it's really nice. I got this for Christmas or whatever. But this is me. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to talk about it. Okay? Some things you might can help me with. If you do it, then let me know. Sometimes we have jam sessions, you know. Some people know me for that. But I just want to introduce you to Tayon. This is Tay, JuzTay. It's all we're going to do. So maybe you'll join me. If you know somebody else that deals with some of these things, then lead them here. We can talk about, you know, girl talk, girl and guy talk, whatever. But I was determined. I've been saying I was going to put this out here. I was going to explain how I got here. Continue to talk about my journey. Continue to talk about me dating. Some of y'all all love the stories of dating. I got a lot of that. It's just going to be, this is what it is. Okay? This is me. Comment. You can, I don't know, message me if you got other questions. I'm open. But I wanted to make sure that everybody heard it from me first. Straight from my mouth. A lot of people assume things. A lot of people did this and all of these other kind of things. And everybody made assumptions on what Tayon did. How she did it. She lying. She did this. Some people ask me, like, did you have weight loss surgery? No. Because that was the first thing out their mouth. Why? You didn't ask me, like, how you doing? I ain't seen you. I've been in the house for, like, 2 months. Did you check on me? No. Because it didn't matter. So why does it matter now? But so that's how I did it. If anybody knows what doctors I went to, I'm more than happy to tell you how I went through the process. If you're trying to do it, if it's not for everybody. I'm telling you right now, it's not. The mental anguish that you go through with it, it's not for everybody. It's not, but that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. So meet me back here. I hopefully I can do a video a week or more if people want more. It's just going to be everyday life things, okay? So meditate a little bit more, think positive a little bit more, have fun, laugh a little bit more. It seems so simple, and it really could be. Like, we go through things, but yeah. So that's that. Yes, you know, that's how we do. Black girls meditate too. We got it. We're learning it. That's who I've been learning from. So do it, y'all. Have fun. Okay? And meet me back here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's not too much. But if it is, I'm sorry. Constructive criticism is always welcome. But negativity, we don't like that over here. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. And thanks. You can like. You can subscribe if you want. Bye.